All right, so we're diving deep today
Oh, okay.
into personal finance.
Sounds good.
You know you're into this stuff.
Yeah.
You sent over Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich.
Yep.
We got the YouTube audiobook summary ready to go.
Awesome.
Let's unlock the secrets to financial success.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
We're talking credit card hacks, outsmarting those pesky banks,
Okay.
Sethi's whole conscious spending plan thing,
Right.
and, of course, got to break down that 85% solution.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
Might just change how you think about managing money.
Could definitely be a game changer for a lot of people, I think.
Totally.
So I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah.
What I find really compelling about Sethi is that he's all about action.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to be a financial guru to get started.
Right.
Just got to start.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Getting your finances in order can be so overwhelming,
Totally.
and that fear of messing up,
Oh, yeah.
it can paralyze you.
It really can.
But Sethi's 85% solution takes the pressure off.
It does.
Right.
Totally agree. The idea is
Yeah.
that getting your finances 85% optimized.
Okay.
Way better
Yeah.
than trying to hit 100%
Right.
and doing nothing at all,
Right.
because you get overwhelmed.
Exactly.
It's about progress over perfection.
Love that.
Yeah,
So you start making positive changes today.
exactly.
Now let's talk credit cards.
Okay.
Sethi calls his approach credit card judo,
Yeah.
right?
Interesting name.
It's like using their system against them
I like it.
instead of it controlling you.
Right, taking control.
Yeah.
It's about understanding the rules
Mm-hmm.
and using them strategically.
Okay.
Sethi says that credit cards aren't bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're just misunderstood
Oh, yeah.
and often misused.
I've been there.
Yeah, I think we all have at some point.
So how do we start using them to our advantage
Right.
instead of...
Well, Sethi breaks down several techniques,
Okay.
like negotiating lower APRs and getting fees waived.
Nice.
He even has a script you can use when you call the credit card company.
Hold on.
Yeah,
He gives us the exact words.
he does.
That's awesome.
It's like a cheat code
I'm totally...
for saving money.
And I remember this other tip,
Okay.
opting out of those pre-screened credit card offers.
Yeah.
Less junk mail,
Right.
fewer temptations.
Exactly. Less clutter in your mailbox.
Totally.
Yeah.
Less is more in that case.
Exactly. You can even opt out permanently.
Oh,
The
well.
website, by the way, is
Well, give it to me.
www.optoutprescreen.com.
That is going straight in my notes.
Good idea.
Okay.
All right.
So we're tackling those credit cards.
Yep.
But what about the banks?
Okay.
Always trying to slip in those hidden fees.
Right.
Sethi's got some thoughts on that.
He does.
Right.
He's all about outsmarting those banks. Finding institutions that actually work for you,
Yeah.
not against you.
I like it.
Those traditional banks, they've got
Mhm.
those hidden fees,
Yeah.
minimum balance requirements
Right.
that can really eat away at your savings over time.
Yeah. It's like they're working against you.
Exactly.
So what does he recommend?
He suggests looking into those high-yield online savings accounts.
High-yield online savings accounts.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard of those.
I've heard of them,
Yeah.
but haven't really looked into them. What makes them so different?
Well, they usually offer much higher interest rates
Okay.
than those traditional banks.
Interesting.
Yeah. So your money actually grows faster.
So it's like putting your savings to work for you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, it aligns with that whole idea of being proactive.
Okay.
Seeking out the best options.
Yeah.
And just settling.
Instead of being complacent.
Right.
I love that.
Yeah.
It all ties back to taking control.
It does.
Right.
Absolutely.
Speaking of taking control, let's talk about Sethi's approach to budgeting.
Okay.
Now, I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but when I hear the word budget,
Oh, yeah.
I cringe a little.
I get it.
Right.
It can be a scary word.
But Sethi,
Yeah.
he flips the script.
He does.
He calls it a conscious spending plan.
Yeah. I like that.
Right.
It's a different approach.
It is.
For sure.
So he ditches those restrictive, guilt-inducing budgets.
Right. The ones that set you up to fail.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead, he wants you to align your spending with your values.
Okay.
Create a system that actually works for you.
So how does this conscious spending plan work?
Was it just about
Yeah.
spending money on things you enjoy?
Well, it's about making mindful choices
Okay.
and prioritizing what matters most to you.
Okay.
Sethi breaks it down into 4 key buckets:
All right.
fixed costs, investments,
Got it.
savings goals, and guilt-free spending money.
Oh, I like that last one.
Yeah.
Guilt-free spending money.
So by allocating your income
Mm-hmm.
across these different categories,
Okay.
you make sure you're covering your essentials,
Uh-huh.
working towards your future,
Right.
and still enjoying life.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're not depriving yourself.
Yeah.
You're strategically allocating your resources.
It's all about balance.
Exactly.
Which brings us to another one of Sethi's key concepts.
Okay.
The idea of focusing on those big wins.
Oh, yeah, the big wins.
Tell me about big wins.
So big wins are about identifying those areas where you can make a real impact on your finances without sweating the small stuff.
Got it.
This could be anything from negotiating a lower rent payment to refinancing those student loans. Or maybe you find a better deal on your car insurance.
Right.
By targeting these key areas, you can free up a lot of money.
Yeah.
I see.
Without feeling like you're nickel and diming everything.
Like the 80-20 rule.
Exactly.
Okay.
Focusing on the 20% that gets you 80% of the results.
And I remember Sethi telling this story about a friend who opened a separate bank account.
Oh,
just for going out.
I remember that one.
Right.
A brilliant way to set a limit, but not feel restricted.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a great example of a simple system making a big difference.
Totally. Back for more. I will teach you to be rich.
Yeah.
Ready to tackle investing and negotiating?
Let's do it.
These always feel a bit intimidating.
Yeah.
But Sethi makes them seem doable.
He does. He's got a knack for that.
So he really emphasizes that investing isn't just for
Right. It's not just
the wealthy or the experts.
Exactly.
He's all about making it accessible.
To everyone. Yeah.
I remember him saying something like,
Let's hear it.
don't wait to be rich to start investing.
Invest to become rich.
Powerful stuff.
Right.
I love that.
It's a whole different way of thinking about it.
Totally a mindset shift.
And he encourages you to start early,
Yes.
even if it's a small amount.
It's all about consistency.
And time.
Exactly. Your biggest allies.
Speaking of a consistency,
Yeah.
Sethi's a big fan of automating those investments.
He is.
So you're consistently investing without having to think about it.
Takes the emotion out of it.
Yeah.
Helps you stay disciplined.
So where do you even begin?
Yeah.
Stocks, bonds, cryptocurrency.
So many options.
How do you choose?
Right. Well, Sethi actually recommends starting with what he calls the lazy portfolio.
The lazy portfolio.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's perfect for people who want to invest, but don't want to be watching the market all day.
Or don't have the expertise.
Exactly.
So what's the lazy portfolio all about?
It's all about investing in those low-cost index funds.
Index funds.
Yeah, the ones that track the market's overall performance.
Got it.
And the beauty of index funds is diversification. You're basically investing in a basket of stocks.
Okay.
Spreading the risk.
That makes sense.
Sethi even outlines some different portfolio strategies based on your risk tolerance.
So it's like a roadmap.
Kinda.
For building a solid investment foundation.
Exactly.
All right, ready to move on.
Let's switch gears.
Okay.
Let's talk negotiation.
All right.
A valuable skill.
Oh, yeah.
In all aspects of life.
Definitely.
Sethi dedicates a big chunk of the book to this.
He does.
And he argues that it's not about being
That's not about
aggressive or manipulative.
Exactly. No, it's about
more about
effective communication.
Okay.
Understanding your worth and confidently advocating for yourself.
I like that.
It's about getting what you deserve.
He breaks it down into a step-by-step process.
He does.
Makes it seem much less intimidating.
Right.
And remember that case study?
Oh, yeah, the one with the woman who negotiated a 28% raise.
Yeah, can't forget that one.
Talk about a big win.
Huge win.
Right.
That story shows the power of preparation, research, and a strategic approach.
So you're saying these principles can be used for more than just salary negotiations?
Absolutely. It applies to buying a car, haggling over rent, even negotiating with your family.
Okay.
You know?
I think a lot of people struggle
with
asking for what they're worth.
It's true.
Especially when it comes to money.
Especially with
We're taught to be polite, not rock the boat.
Don't make waves.
But Sethi encourages us.
He does.
To challenge that.
To recognize that negotiation can actually be a win-win.
I like that.
Yeah, for both sides.
And he provides practical tips and even scripts that you can use in real-life situations.
He does, so you don't feel like you're going in blind. He emphasizes knowing your value, setting clear goals, practicing your pitch before you go into any negotiation.
And I also like how he talks about negotiating with yourself.
Oh, that's a good one.
What does he mean by that?
He's talking about those internal battles we all face when making financial decisions.
Right, when you sabotage your own goals.
Exactly.
By overspending or those impulse purchases.
Just that little voice in your head saying, treat yourself.
Even when you know you shouldn't.
Exactly.
So how do we overcome that?
Well, Sethi suggests identifying those negative thought patterns and replacing them with more empowering beliefs.
I see.
He wants you to visualize your financial goals.
Okay.
Create a plan and hold yourself accountable.
So it's about being mindful of your thoughts.
And your actions.
And making sure they're in line
with your goals.
With your financial goals. Welcome back for the final part of our deep dive.
All right, ready to wrap things up.
This has been a whirlwind of financial knowledge.
So much to unpack.
Sethi really throws a lot at you.
He does.
But it's also practical and inspiring.
Yeah, I agree.
What's resonated most with you?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's got to be that emphasis on mindset.
Okay.
You know, shifting how you think about money.
Right.
Sethi wants you to see yourself as the CEO.
Well, I like that.
Of your own finances.
Like you're in charge.
Exactly.
They're calling the shots.
And making conscious decisions.
Instead of feeling like a victim of circumstance.
Right, you're taking ownership.
And speaking of challenging the status quo, Sethi's got some interesting thoughts on real estate.
He does.
Right.
He doesn't necessarily buy into that whole buy a house ASAP thing.
It's like the default advice everyone gives.
Right. But he really makes you think twice about it.
Okay.
Is homeownership actually right for you?
Is it right for your situation? Your financial goals?
He points out that renting can sometimes be a better option.
Really?
Especially when you consider all the costs involved.
Okay, like what?
Maintenance, property taxes, and renting gives you more flexibility.
I see.
So it's about making informed choices.
Yeah.
Ones that fit your lifestyle and your goals.
Not just blindly following tradition.
Exactly.
Makes you think.
And while we're on that topic of challenging norms, Sethi's all about those unconventional ways to boost your income.
He loves those side hustles.
Oh, yeah. Big fan of those.
Finding creative ways to make extra money.
Using your skills, your passion.
So freelancing, consulting. Starting an online business.
Maybe even monetizing a hobby.
It's about diversifying your income.
Exactly.
Yes.
More security, more freedom.
Not just relying on that 9 to 5.
Exactly.
Creating options for yourself.
That's the key.
Now let's talk about something that can be a bit tricky.
Okay.
Talking about money with friends and family.
Ooh, yeah. That can be tough. It's kind of a taboo subject.
It is. But Sethi gives some great advice.
So how do you approach these conversations?
He stresses open communication and setting boundaries.
Boundaries are important.
Absolutely.
So you don't end up resenting each other.
Right.
What about when someone asks to borrow money?
That's a tough one.
How do you handle that?
Sethi's got to protect yourself.
Okay.
But also maintain those relationships.
Right.
It's a balancing act.
So you consider your own finances?
Yeah.
How much they're asking for? And how likely they are to repay it? It's okay to say no.
Absolutely.
Even to loved ones.
Sometimes it's for the best.
Better to be upfront
than risk damaging the relationship.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
time flies.
What's the one thing you want listeners to take away?
I'd say it's that anyone can achieve financial success.
Anyone who's willing to put in the work.
Exactly.
It's about taking control.
Making smart choices.
Taking action.
Consistently.
No get-rich-quick schemes.
No magic bullets. Just building a solid foundation.
Developing good habits.
And creating a life of financial freedom.
That's the goal.
It's a journey, not a destination.
There'll be bumps in the road.
But the key is to stay focused.
Keep learning.
Never give up.
So there you have it.
Our deep dive into Ramit Sethi's I Will Teach You to Be Rich.
Hope you found it helpful.
Inspiring, empowering.
Definitely.
We encourage you to check out the full book.
Yeah, there's even more to discover.
And remember, the most important step is to take action.
Start small, be consistent, and never stop learning.